Hello, good evening, and welcome to One No. This is a program we do every Friday, 7 p.m. UK time. As you can see, we have some visitors, we have some guests in our midst. We have, on my left, Miss Aurelie, welcome. We have Miss Fidel, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. So guys, most of you that has been following us for a while now, you know how we do it. Once we started, we're gonna discuss. Then I will let you guys know when to call. If you have any question, you just have to call and ask your question. The topic we're discussing this evening, if you look on the screen, it's gonna be there. It's there. Who should cook, man or a woman? Okay, who should cook? You understand? You probably heard the adage that said women belongs to the kitchen. Women belongs in the kitchen. All right, even respectable people like president of a nation have used it to describe their wife responsibilities. Understands, however, there is a school of thinking that claims men make superior cooks, that men cook better. Okay, so look at it. Some of the most well-known, what they call themselves, like chefs. Understand, people like Gordon Ramsay, talking about Jamie Oliver, Guy Fieri, and others. However, when you enter the house, it appears that the cook is a woman. Once you enter a house, most times you see women, they are the ones cooking. You understand? So, looking at it that way, the question just goes this way. Who should cook? A guy or a woman? Who should cook? Whose responsibility is in a home? Let's just put it that way. So the floor is open. I would like you guys to have something to say.
All right. Good evening, everyone. For me, I think a woman has a duty to cook. However, in those olden days, in general, even abroad or in Africa, they always find a woman. It is her duty to cook. They can say maybe European, they do a different way. But even European, in olden days, they used to like a woman has to cook. But like I think it's a woman who has a duty to cook. But however, a man as well has a duty to support, or I can say assist the wife. Because I think it creates a lot of things when you are, for example, in the kitchen with your husband, when he's around, he come and support you with little things.
So when the woman she's cooking, what you're talking about, the man has to come in and assist, help the woman to cook and all that.
That, it creates a lot of things, bonding, communication, and a lot of things can happen as well. You never know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when they're cooking, what do you think?
I would say in our modern days, modern marriage, I would say, it can go both ways because nowadays you've got women that don't know how to cook.
Okay.
But you actually have the husband in the house that can cook better than the wife.
Okay, so
that's what I'm saying. It depends, I would say, on the marriage. And it would depend on the household dynamic.
Okay.
But you can. I've been to houses where it's actually the husband cooking and the wife is in the bedroom cleaning, looking after the clothes, ironing the clothes, and the husband is in the kitchen and he makes nice meals.
Okay, you.
So it depends. It depends because imagine, for example, if the wife end up being sick.
Okay.
If you don't know how to cook as a man, how are you going to? If you have kids, how are you going to
cope?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so
if you believe all the time that it's meant to be your wife that has to cook, she has to be in the kitchen. But now the day she, God forbid, I'm not saying that it can happen, but if she's sick,
okay,
how are you going to manage?
So the man has to know how to cook. All right. Well, let's look at it this way. Okay. When you, for example, when you observe in a household, most times when a family they have a boy and a girl. Okay, the mothers, they tends to always take the ladies or the girls to the kitchen. Then they will leave the boy from childhood. When they are still young, they're always taking their daughters to the kitchen. You understand? So what do you think that they are teaching the daughters? They're teaching them that kitchen, staying there, or maybe like cooking and all that. It belongs to the women, isn't it? But they leave the boys out there. So how do you expect to balance that? Because the girls, it's not even no matter how it is in Europe or abroad or wherever you put it, Africa, wherever you go to, in any home you go to, even here, understand? Naturally, you see mothers, they will just take their daughters to the kitchen, then they will leave the boys. So what do you expect? What are you thinking? How are you gonna?
Say it's more old school. What you're mentioning is more old school because nowadays you will see a lot of mothers. I will include myself, but I bring my sons to the kitchen because you see, boys need to learn how to cook, especially when you come to a certain age, the period where they start going to uni. If you start going to uni and you've got your own place, mommy cannot come and cook for you every weekend.
Okay.
You know, because she probably looks after your brothers and sisters that are back home. So what are you going to do? You're going to try and find another woman so now she can cook for you, or you need to try and cook for yourself, you know? So I think nowadays it's good to include the boy as well in the chores when it comes to cooking. So at least they don't go at you. I'm just giving that as an example. They don't go at uni and trying to find any female to go in their bedroom and cook for them.
Okay.
Understand? Because they will be more focused. They'll be more independent because they know they can cook. Because certain male, they will try and find a woman or a female to come
and cook
and do that for them.
Okay.
So I do believe it's important to include the boy nowadays to come and learn how to cook so they can be more independent.
All right. But it looks like it's a norm. It's the responsibility of women because most times, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You see mothers, you go to the home now.
Yeah.
You see the boys playing PlayStation or they're reading their books or they will tell them to go and do their homework. Do you understand what I mean? Then then the girls, they will call their daughters to come to the kitchen. The daughters will stay there helping the mom to cook. They will teaching them all that. It's just like a norm. It's like something that they do unintentionally, but it's normal thing that parents normally do. Like someone said here now on the screen, they said generally, I think the cooking is reserved for the women, but the man can come in so long as there is a mutual relationship or mutual understanding between both of them. That a man can come in what he was saying here is that generally. They only think women and stuff. You understand? So, but I don't know why it is like that. Like I said to you, from childhood, little, you see kids 8, 11, 12, 13, girls. Their mom will always tell them. I don't know if you guys too, they do that to you guys, innit?
No,
come to the kitchen, come and learn how to do. Then they will leave the boys. They'll be playing or something.
But that's how this need to be like, not really improve. You know, with the parents today, it need to be improved because, like already was saying, it make the boys to become independent because she gave an example going abroad.
Okay.
You understand? Or maybe later in future, if, for example, you get married, forbid something happen.
I think we have a guest here. Hello, Miss Kita. Good evening.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
I'm okay.
Hello.
So, I think you've been following us for a while now. What do you...
Yes, I've been,
Yeah.
Very interesting topic today.
Okay. So we asking, just a simple question we're asking. Should a man cook or a woman? What do you have to say?
Should I start laughing first? Or?
I don't know. I'm just asking. Seriously, it's, sometimes it's funny, but you cannot even understand what's happening because a lot of homes, they have issues. They have problems because of that.
Yeah. So, wow. So this is actually a great subject. So everyone kind of talk about this. Who should be cooking? I personally think cooking shouldn't be related to gender, man or woman. It should be actually whoever is able to do it at the time.
Mhm.
That's what I think. So I personally work and my partner works. So whoever is at home first maybe should start the cooking. And then when the other one comes home, they can join in the cooking.
Mhm.
You can't just come home, sit down and wait for the woman to come home and start the cooking. I don't think that's okay.
What if
I agree with that.
in a situation where the man doesn't know how to cook?
Well, you need to learn when you're married, when you're a single person. Obviously, some most of the time you see nowadays we go abroad, right? So when you first come, let's say for example you're from West Africa, any country, and then you come to the UK. So you will stay alone at first. So
Mhm.
from that time, I'm sure you know how to do some stuff.
Mhm.
And when you get married, if you're very interested in cooking, it doesn't have to be like very big cooking. You can just do something very quickly sometime. And I don't think like women are asking men to be doing like some big kind of cooking. It's just something to make something so that everybody can, have a little time for themselves. So if the woman is there the day that they're not, busy or working, so they can do something. I mean, obviously we kind of do it quickly and maybe, but if the man is at home and first, you should try and do something, whatever. And normally we don't really complain. You can fry plantain. That doesn't take like 100 years to do,
Tell
right?
them.
Which is true.
That's so true.
Or fish and chips. This is the UK. You can do that. That's easy to
I'm
do.
telling you.
It's just the having that envy, having that actually, oh, let me just go and start while my wife is not here, or let me just start cooking for the children because you can see them sitting waiting for mommy. I feel like that's how it should be. You can't just sit down there and wait.
Okay.
It shouldn't be just for women to be doing that. It's for both of them.
All right. Just hang in there. Hang in there.
Hmm.
Hang in there. All right, girls.
I agree with her.
All right. What you guys are
I
saying?
agree with her.
You agree with
She-
her?
Me too, I
she
agree
was
with her.
going in my vision.
But the thing is that naturally, it's something that women have in the blood. Naturally, we're supposed to cook. But like I was saying, a man should be there to support. Like I agree what she said that we don't like women don't like ask so much for men to do. Like she was giving an example, little plantain or fry something, quickly for the kids. Yeah, that's is a kind of help because, for example, here we are abroad, everybody's working, we are all busy, but a woman always find the time, no matter how, to bring something on the table. But that means a man as well can do it when she's not there. When she find out that, oh, my wife, maybe my partner is not back yet, the children are here. Let me just try and help and do little things for the kids. So
I think, to me, just to add up to what you guys said, I think it's more like the society, how they made things look like, that the man should go to work and provide financially, and the woman should stay at home, raise the kids, and cook. So that always been the
norm,
image,
that the way, the image, yeah, okay.
But I think nowadays things have changed. Feminism has come into place as well. So, but not only that, like let's look at our life here in Europe. Woman has to go to work. Other than that, like
exactly.
sometimes the household is
They have to balance it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if she has to go to work, we have to take into consideration that that's a human being. So she goes to work and she has to come back and still has to cook and look after. That's a lot for one person.
I think as well, like you were saying, the society, not only the society, I think the family can look as well. For example, they might find maybe a couple, they live together, they will like to try to look, they say, oh, the man is always in the kitchen. Why is he doing there? And people will be like, why is he, the part of being judgmental, you understand? Which I think it will make maybe the ego of the man, you understand? So it will like, oh, my friends are looking at me somehow, I'm in the kitchen. But they don't know the foundation, how they start.
How they start.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I can add as well.
Okay. Ms. Kita, what do you think about what they're saying?
Yeah, well, That's good. I mean, what I have to say, you already said that we have that kind of thing that women actually are there to cook and men are there to go to work. But if you look at in general, if you go, for example, to France or even here in the UK, go to the biggest restaurants, yeah, it's
Mm.
like men cooking.
Mm.
Most of the time, you see the chefs are men. You know, they full in the kitchen. So every
But
single
they
thing
cook
that you learn
because
how
they
to
cook
do,
because they cook
yeah,
better, isn't it?
Yeah, they do.
yeah.
They actually do. I'm not gonna
Even
lie.
if
They
you go
do.
to the
They do.
hairdresser, sorry, I'm just cutting there. When men does your hair,
Mm.
it feels like they do it better.
Mm.
So
Even
cooking
nails,
is kind of the
everything.
same thing. If you learn how to do it, it doesn't take like 100 years. You just learn how to do something. You don't have to learn all of it,
Mm.
but you can do.
Yeah.
It's not something that it's not like you can't achieve. It's
I
just you
think
have to be willing to learn.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's the proud as well and the ego, probably. Yeah.
Ego.
Yeah.
Okay. Ego. Proud ego coming into it. Okay. Even that ego that I want someone to explain that if the man doesn't want to go to the kitchen or cook or something that it's not the man's responsibility. Maybe they thinking that is a woman's responsibility. Is that how the ego comes into it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that
And
right?
also
Mm.
the outsider. You think, oh, those people, they came to my house, they know that I'm the one that cook. The outsider as well.
Yeah,
They
outside
put
views.
The way they will judge.
they will judge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
so,
right.
so yeah, some people like take like into consideration other people's view.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say it's everyone, but yeah, some of them do. I agree with you. So
Yeah,
Okay.
not everybody.
All right. I want something. Yeah, I want to something. They said that women make excellent housewives. Okay? Women make excellent housewife. They just put it like that. Okay, so let me bring Miss Kita back in. Women make excellent
Well,
housewife. You will notice that women are frequently, let me come down. Women are frequently the ones who serve the meals at home, right? If you come into the house, they cook, they serve the meal. They bring everything down there. I'm not sure if it's because women are more inclined that, you know how it is, they always stay at home as most of women. About majority 65, 50, let's just put it 55% of women, most of them are housewives. Do you understand what I mean? So they always stay at home, they take care of home and make sure that the man, when he goes out to work, coming back, he has something to eat. Do you get me?
Mhm.
And most times when the man comes back, you don't expect them to go to the kitchen. So the woman already, she's at home, she arranged everything, she prepared the food and all that. So the man comes and just have food to eat. Do you understand what I mean? So with that, and when the kids, your daughters are seeing the mom behaving like that, she's always in the kitchen preparing food and all that. They have that mentality that it's their role, it's their job to do that. They will just, no one will tell them. No one will teach them how to do, what to do. You see them, they're going to the kitchen and start preparing stuff.
yeah, because like you would say, like that's the way you go. I would say train at home to do. But I think once you become, I will take example of myself. I grew up in a household, so Christian household. You need so. My brother was the only boy in the house, and he wasn't allowed to be in the kitchen. His only duty was to take out the bean bags out, or probably help with like the painting at home and stuff. Us women now, we was more in the kitchen, like the cleaning, ironing the clothes and stuff. So mommy had gave us, each of us, our role. But you see me, my thing now was when I grew up, I wasn't really interested about things in the kitchen. I was more interested about doing men work, like people would say, like, cutting the grass
and all
things
that.
like that.
Yeah.
So when now I became an adult, I didn't feel like, when I started living with my son's father, I didn't feel like it was my duty to be in the kitchen, because I'm working as well. He's working as well. So like she said, whoever comes at home first, whoever has more strength or is not too tired, will go in the kitchen and cook.
Okay. And
But you see, but I grew up in a different way. I grew up in a way where I was told that the woman is in the kitchen, the man goes to work. If you want to sit down at home and be a housewife, you can. But growing up, we're growing up in a different society. Society is changing as well, so
Yeah.
you just have to adapt yourself.
Okay. I think I'm gonna bring in someone else as well. Welcome, Lami. Welcome, is Elijah. Okay.
Very good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good
Welcome.
evening.
Yeah, we've been hearing women voice.
Good ladies in the studio.
Yeah. Okay, we've been hearing women voice. They like bring their own views. You understand? So as a man, what do you think? Who should cook? A man or woman?
Well, for me, the subject of who should cook, man or woman, is, how would I put it? Is not a. I'm just trying to pick my word there. Man or woman, you don't choose who cooks in the house. Let me ask you, who opens the door when the bell rings?
Whoever
Who
is
closest to the door?
who's closest to the
That's
door.
the person that
Mm.
That's the person that is closest to the door answers the bell or opens the door. So, fact, man or woman, who cooks? If the man has the capacity to cook, or the woman in the house, I mean, either of them can cook. It's
Okay.
a team, relationship or marriage is a teamwork. There is a union. So, who's got the time? Who's got the energy? Who loves to cook? Who enjoys cooking? Should do the cooking more. That's the way I look at it. I mean, if you come to some certain homes, you could find out that, let's refer back to growing up at home, women have more capacity. So by dad, for example, goes out, travels far and wide, comes back, and then by the time he comes home, mom has made food, which is only fair because mom's got the capacity, mom is at home, and then mom's does the cooking. So it's just a question of who has the time and who's got the energy and who is free. That's who does the cooking, as far as I'm concerned.
So who is around? Whoever that is around, you have to cook.
Whoever is around, like I said, does the cooking. You don't start picking and choosing. When you start picking and choosing, then you now start creating issues. It's just like domestic.
Okay.
Other domestic, who does the cleaning, who takes the keys out, who takes the keys to school, who picks this up, picks that up, is who has the capacity and who's got the love. Because some people cook out of essential necessity, others cook because they love to cook. I know a lot of women that love to cook and they love to cook.
So
that is how it is.
coming to that, well, sometimes you notice that in some home, the man after cooking, the woman they might not like the food. They will still go and start cooking again, cooking the same food, trying to make it better because to them the food is not tasty. So in that situation, what would the man do?
I don't know about that. If the woman is cooking and the man has a certain taste, or the man has
No,
a
I said the
special
man.
preference.
I said I was just referring to the man. The man after cooking, the woman will eat the food,
Yeah.
but she didn't like the taste of the food. It's not to her standard or the way she like it. Then she will still go back to the kitchen and try to make the food taste better. So in that situation, in that scenario, what would the man do? Will he go back to the kitchen again cook?
What's what she likes, how she likes it, and then try and channel your ingredients to suit. And then when it comes to cooking,
Thank you so much.
whoever is cooking,
Thank you.
if it's a teamwork, you stay together. I mean, I'll take myself for example. I'll say 9 out of 10, the wife does the cooking, so I'm there supplying the gist. So to make the whole thing fun. And then the time when I cook, I ask, how will you like this food? Like tonight, I did the cooking. So I went and asked the wife, how will you like this food? And then, she will give you an idea of what she likes and how she likes it, or, things like that. Then you now come and add it to what you're doing. So it's just a common sense, one appreciating the other. If the man cooks and the woman doesn't like it, then try and pick up where you need to improve. It's not something you get offended by and then drop the idea and
So
back it up. No.
Miss
Try and
Kita,
work
what?
as a teamwork. It's a union.
Miss Kita, what you think?
Like
Is
I
that
said,
is he saying your mind?
In a relationship, the man has a high-powered job, and then he goes out working and coming back very late. So it's only fair if the woman is at home to do the cooking. You wouldn't expect him to come back late and start cooking. Or when the woman goes out, does a long shift, comes back, and then the man is sitting in the sofa, put his feet on, watching TV, and then expect the woman to cook. This is why I said, who gets the time, who's got the capacity, does the cooking.
Okay. All right. So, Miss Kita, what do you think? Before we bring in before we open the line for people to call.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I
Go on.
hear you. I'm thinking, have I lost everybody?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, go on.
I don't know if
Yeah, we can hear you.
everyone else. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on. We can hear you. Go on.
Lost them, yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
well, I do agree about what you said, though, actually, because I do feel, and in this country, not just in this country, it's very difficult to both be working and then only one person to be expected to come home and cook. And plus, there's so many things, other things to do in the house. So if, for example, the woman is here first, she should start with the cooking. And when the husband join, so maybe not going to cooking, but going to do something else with the kid. For example, checking the homework while mom is cooking, or do something else, but not just sitting down and expecting the wife to do every single thing. So it's a very difficult thing to sometimes for other people to understand. And I think it's not about gender here. It's not about woman or a man. It's just about who is available, who is there at the time, who is less tired, because we're all tired in this country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me bring in.
Why enjoy cooking if they don't cook? They feel like
I know. Yeah.
It's something they really love to do, and for them it's a service. They're offering that service to not just the home, the husband, but the children as well. So in that case, if they want to do the cooking, take the lead on doing the cooking. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. As long as
All right, guys. Let me bring in the. Let me bring in the guy. Let me bring in the guys in the studio.
Sharing is. It's always have to be there. I mean, you're married or you live together. All the chores should be, shared between everyone. It shouldn't be,
Okay, guys, hold on. Let me bring in the guys in the studio. So what you saying?
No, I just wanted to add to what they said. Is basically communication. Once you communicate with your other half about who's going to cook, you just organize.
It's the understanding as well. It's the understanding, because if you understand each other, things will be very simple. We make things sometimes difficult, but it's simple.
But to understand, you need to talk.
Yeah,
so
communication.
Once you communicate.
All right, guys. Let me welcome. Open this thing now. The line is free. Call one on now on +44 744 982 3876. Call now. The line is free. Guys, the line is open. You can call, you can ask questions if you have anything to contribute to the program, like your ideas, your views. You can just call now. The line is open, as they are still discussing on who should cook, whether it's a man or a woman. I don't know, man or a woman. The same thing is going that whoever that they keep on saying that whoever that is around should cook. The only question I asked was, what if the man doesn't know how to cook? And the answer is that he has to learn.
Yeah, you can learn from the wife or from the partner. And also there's YouTube now. Those days you just go and type and
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
All this technology now.
Yeah, social media.
Okay, social media, YouTube.
Instagram.
Guys, in start learning YouTube. Okay, but if you look at some developing nations, men, they can. I just say. Okay, someone just the call. Hello. Yeah, hello. Welcome to Wano.
Hello, evening.
Hello, good evening. Go on.
Yeah, Johnson calling. I so much love the topic. The topic somehow complex, because if you want to answer the question, to me, if I say yes, I'm correct. If I say no, I'm correct, because the cooking is meant for the two parties. Understand? But the nature of a woman, as the Bible says, she's a helper. Understand? but they see it as their own an obligation in a house to make the domestic things. But in Western world today, it doesn't matter, because in Western world there also here you have some chefs that are men. Understand? So for me, I want to go straight to the point.
All right.
The question there is for the both. It's not meant only for the women. It's for the both, because you have some men running a restaurant, a food restaurant, a chef, you know. So if you come down to the house, some women prefer their own husband food, you understand?
Okay.
So the issue is there. It depends on understanding. Like one of your speaker said, understanding. When the two parties understand themselves, once they come back from the work, anybody that available can go to the kitchen and prepare something for the house to eat. So let me just, so it doesn't matter, but the nature generally is we know that women are meant for that, but it's not for them alone.
All right.
So that's my own contribution.
All right. Thank you, Johnson.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So it's, then okay. Let me just ask, Mr. Elijah, I just want to ask, in a situation he ran from Nigeria, the guy that just called now. And if you look at most of the developing countries, especially like Nigeria is, men are the ones, most of them are the ones going out in the morning to go to work. Understand that sometimes generally they expect their women to take care of home, take care of the kids if they have kids and all that. And also prepare to cook the food and all that, everything. So most of them believe that is the role of a woman to be in the kitchen to prepare food and cook and all that. Even if you listen, sometimes there was a time one of the well-known president of Africa, made mention, he refers to his wife role as a responsibility being in the kitchen. Understand? So most of them have that. They just have that belief. Understand? So how can you tell someone like that, like the wife, they have to share the job equally, or whoever that is around have to cook?
Yeah. Well, there is the woman, like we did say, the man. Don't forget the point you made there. You said the man goes about working and coming back and expecting the wife to. So when you have two career people who are married and they both live together, it becomes, it becomes quite necessary that and common sense for them to share the responsibility. But when the man is the breadwinner, or in Africa where the man is going about working and then coming back home, the woman is at home, it's only fair, like I did say, for the woman to do the cooking. And by the way, cooking is not a punishment; it's a life skill. So as far as both of them are happy and the woman has the capacity to cook, then if both of them are career people, and they are both working long shifts, and then they're spending long hours out of the house, and they have the money they are earning, why not? They can employ a chef or employ a nanny who can be doing those responsibilities. It's just similar as if you're going to work, you drop your child off nursery, and then in the morning and pick them up when you finish work at night. It's just the same thing for somebody else. As far as you go to morning, let them do the cooking. But when one is at home, they are not doing anywhere, and the other is working. It's only the one that is at home to do the cooking.
All right. Okay.
So that's what you bring up mainly in the developing countries.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let me bring in Ms. Kita to just get her own views. So, what do you think? I said was the guy that called is from Africa, and he was saying that it's 50-50. They have to share it 50-50 in a home. You understand that? I said, I don't know if you heard the question I asked. Majority of them in Africa believe that is a role of a woman.
Yeah, but don't forget as well that back home, most of women stays at home. So most of the time, we just like men goes to work and bring, food, and then women cook. So it's just only fair as well. So if you go to work and you bring the food, the woman should do the cooking. That's just only fair. But then in the other side of it, it's kind of a little bit cultural thing. Like back home, you can see women, carrying something to sell in the morning, go to the market, you sell your stuff, and when you finish, you carry back your bag, go home, and then still cook. And when you get home, husband is still there, sitting down, listening to the little radio, and then you go and cook and give the food. I think it's all about, culture, is all about understanding, is how society are. It's like evolution, I would say. Because nowadays, like here, our parents did that maybe, and their parents, it was even worse for their parents. So we are actually trying to change it nowadays. And then I think in our kids, it's going to be even better, because it's going to be 50-50. Everyone is busy at work. Like us right now, I personally don't work full time. So I still want the time to get home and do something at home, So I think it's just how it is back home, actually. Is the culture involved? If the man is working, obviously the woman is at home, you need to do the cooking. If, the woman is working, still the man stays at home. It's depend of, who is the person, because if he's in the city, sometimes it's different than the village. You don't expect to come to the village and then you see the husband sitting down in the kitchen pounding pounding yam, and then the woman is just resting there and listening to music. It doesn't happen like that. It's just culture. That's what I was taught, like, oh, you have to cook. That's how it is. I think culture as well.
They will call a village meeting for you.
Yeah, I know. They say something else. Yeah.
Guys, what do you guys have to say? They'll call a village meeting for you, seriously, straight away. What do you guys have to say?
Yeah, I agree with what she just said now. But now, even in Africa now, is more developed, because some men, they do help their wife. Even if sometimes the wife, she's at home, not working. I have an example of my brother. The wife, she's at home. She's doing her own business. But even if he's working, when he come back home, if he sees that the wife is tired, he will help and support her. So I'm saying that even in Europe now, I mean, we're doing it back home as well. They say that, yes, most of the women are home, but some men, they help their wife as well now. So it's developing, it's growing more and more, even back in Africa. So yeah.
So many of them, like some men now, they are like realizing that they have to.
Yeah, they have to help. They have to support their wife, because it's not an easy task. Because the thing, like Elijah was saying, that it's a skill, it's not a punishment. So if you have that strength, why not to help to support your partner?
Okay. Wow. Okay. So Lami, what do you think? The same thing they're saying.
Yes. It's something like that. Same thing for me. Same thing for me. And again, another thing we should know is when it comes to cooking, it's not everybody needs food to survive, and everybody needs to eat to survive. So it's a question of if you sit down there and see your wife cook, and eventually she come back so late and tired, wasn't able to cook, what happens to you? Will you go to bed hungry, or will you not be able to find yourself something to eat? If you have kids, will you leave the kids starving and go to bed? No, you won't do that. You have to find them something to eat. So it's a basic necessity of life for everybody needs to eat to survive. So if that's the case, why don't you learn this skill? And when you cook, it's something very, from my own experience, when I speak to my wife, it's something that's very romantic for her when I cook. The few times I have, it's fantastic to cook.
So did you bring romance into it now? Oh, okay. Oh, right. Yeah.
Again, women, another point you should find out, women love one person cooks, because they are always cooking all the time. So when you make the effort to cook, they love it. It's very good.
They love it.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the
All right.
So it's just to make an effort, isn't it?
All right. Okay.
Everything at home.
Okay. Let me. All right. What I'll say is this here. I want to ask. But now, like I said earlier, I said about in a home, if you have a boy and a girl, most times let me just put it, the mothers, they'll always pick the ladies or their girls to take them to the kitchen. Then they will leave the boys. From young age, the boys, most of them, they are not taught how to cook. Then the girls are being taught how to cook. So how can we change the narrative? How can you change it? Bringing in the boys to come to the kitchen, because most of the boys, they believe, even from young age, they believe in that is the role of their sisters to go and cook. It's the role of their mom to prepare food. Because if you see some boys, they will come, if they are hungry, they will not go to their dad and say, Dad, I'm hungry. They will go straight to their mom, I'm hungry. Because they know that the mom will go inside the kitchen and prepare something to eat. So how can we change that narrative? That's what I'm asking.
I think I would say it depends as well on the culture, because I've got Caribbean side and the kids actually goes to the dads, because apparently the dad cooks better than the mom in the Caribbean families.
Okay.
So they will go to dad and ask dad, can you make food for me? So
All
I
right.
think just change the norms. Allow the boy to be in the kitchen. Involve the boys in the chores that has to be in the kitchen. So, for example, if you encourage your son to do the dishes while you're cooking, that can give him as well a little bit of idea on how to cook certain things or get him interested about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just allow the boy in the kitchen, basically.
For example, me, I have my boy, but since maybe last year, I usually tell him that go and do that, go and do pasta. He learn how to do pasta, rice. That's how they start. It's not like because I have a girl, she's the only one who has to go to do some few things. That's how they start.
Yeah.
So he knows that I can do pasta, I can do rice, I can do chips. Those little things he do for the sisters. So I usually say it's not a punishment. It's for your own good. Yeah. When you leave the house tomorrow, who's gonna do?
Survive?
That's it.
That's
so I think it's important. It's a skill for him.
So it's the responsibility of the...
And he's enjoying it. Some boys, they're enjoying
It's
it.
just the mom needs to now take that into consideration to bring the boy in the kitchen. For example, me, my son is only 5, but he's been in the kitchen with me almost every time. Okay. I think it's because he loves food, but I'm still show him, how to put ingredients together, things like that. Or even himself now, he's asking me, Mommy, can I come and help you? Don't refuse, accept it. Because I think that's what it is as well. The mom should accept that.
They just need encouragement.
So how do you think he's going to change the narrative? How will you bring the boys to the kitchen?
Okay, so you see, that's another thing, because it's all going back to when you said who should do the cooking. So if in a house we are showing dad never goes to the kitchen, there's only mommy in the kitchen, how do you expect the boys actually to join mommy in the kitchen? If they know that dad is joining in the kitchen sometime, it doesn't have to be all the time. They see dad go and help mommy. They see dad do some cooking sometime. It shouldn't be like a big deal for the boy to be going to the kitchen. But if it's only mommy, they actually think that this is about women. But men don't have to go to the kitchen, But then, yeah.
What if the mommy is the one that she cook better? The kids, they love mommy's food.
Yeah, well, the kid love mommy's food, but the mommy and even daddy need to know that mommy won't be there all the time to be doing the cooking. So if the kid knows about this, they will learn to accept how dad is doing the cooking, how mommy is doing the cooking. They might say, oh, today dad is doing the cooking. It might not taste that, better than what mommy does or good than, like mommy. But still, this is food we have to eat. So it doesn't have to be like who does the perfect food. It's just who make food available at that time, because it's not just what is more tasty. It's like who is there. It's actually a basic need. They need to eat. So if the boys are saying dad goes to the kitchen and mommy is telling him all the time come, and dad is supporting mommy to let the boy go to the kitchen, then that's actually helpful. But if that mommy says to the boy, oh, come and help me in the kitchen, and then the boy will straight look at dad, and dad is looking at him as like, what did you say? my boy to go to the kitchen. That will give him, ideas like, oh my God, what is mommy doing to me right now? I'm not supposed to be there. Why don't you ask my sister to go to the kitchen? No, you need to the kitchen. So you need to make sure that when mommy is calling your son to go to the kitchen, for example, encourage the boy to go and support mommy on calling that boy in the kitchen, because that's how they're gonna learn.
Okay, now I want to ask the same question to Mr. Elijah. So okay, your own question might be a little bit different. So who taught you how to cook?
I mean, I'm following the difference. What you all say that what the last person who said just it's more. Let's put it this way. Back home, the boys, I use myself for example. All I want to do is wake up and I jump by the house, run to the field. We are playing footy with the mates. Then at the end of the day, come back, or in the afternoon, I come back, have my meal, and I'm out again. If I come back from school, as soon as I got my bag, I'm already out playing footy. And so by the time you get home, nobody will be waiting for you to come and join. So this is the thing. Also, you look at this age, this time and age, our kids are even different in a different way. They want to they stuck their head or stuck the second PlayStation and phone and all this technology. And no matter who cooks, whether it is the mom or the dad, they can't bother. You still need to convince them that they should come out, leave the screen, or leave their food to come and cook. So for me, I eventually taught myself, because what you just explained was exactly the situation at home. My sisters, I came from a big family of sisters, and they did cooking with my mom. And I'm there running around playing. But when the time came, when I moved a little,
Struggling,
and I had to feed myself.
You guys understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, when I started applying what the things I've seen, invariably, all the things I've seen them do in the kitchen, whether by issue of accommodation, I applying it, and it works.
Okay.
Food. And then this before I wind up, you go on YouTube. I one person said you could Google anything and type on the YouTube, and anything comes out.
Okay. So you Google it and just learn. Go to YouTube and basically, and then okay, you go to YouTube and learn.
You can see jollof rice. How to make jollof rice. But for one time, I tried making a cake.
He tried to do a cake.
YouTube, how to make a cake, and it came up and
you're gonna put some people. You're gonna put some people in trouble. You're gonna put some people in trouble. Yeah, you try to make a cake. You always start doing nsala. I love that. That's funny. All right, so. Eh? What do you say?
It's romantic.
Oh my gosh.
That is a very big factor that we should never neglect. He's very romantic.
Oh, okay. That's that's lovely. That's lovely. It's at least it's every man would like to get to that stage and try to emulate. It's good to emulate good gesture, good habits and behavior, which is good. That's the part of the reason why we're doing this thing we're doing, so that people are gonna learn. When they bring in a home, when there's two people in a relationship, sometimes some people will neglect the other one, thinking maybe without knowing that maybe they're making that person to become a slave in the house or something like that. So they have to contribute to make sure that everything is balanced. Make sure that everything is balanced. Both the man and the woman, there will be understanding there. Understand between both of them. I think that's the most important thing. Understanding. Once there's understanding between both of them, you understand what I mean? Yeah. Everything is gonna be easy. Yeah? Go
on. One thing that women, us women, we have to understand as well. Men are different. Some people, unless you ask them, they just won't do it. I don't know. There's some just people you can live with some people. Let's say just like you're renting one room with people. Some people you go and use all the toilet paper is until you tell them, oh, toilet paper is finished, can you buy some? Then they will go and buy some and put it there.
Hold on,
See? So
hello.
same in the house
Hold on, Victor.
sometimes. So us
Hold on,
women,
Victor.
we
Hold
like
on.
expecting.
Yeah. There you go. Go on. Hold on. Hold on, Victor. Hold on. Just 1 minute. Hold on. Finish your sentence.
All right.
Yeah, so us women, we like, to expecting men to do stuff. So if you see that the man is not doing, if you see that you want him to come to the kitchen and he's not coming, he's not doing it on his own, sometimes you need to talk. You need to say to the person, oh, why tomorrow is Sunday, you're not doing this and this, why don't we just come and cook together? Just see what he says. Is it going to be something that he wants to do, or is it just ignoring in purpose? So then don't just expect, like some people to think like you sometimes.
Okay. All right. So we have a caller here. Victor, what do you want to say?
All right. Yeah. I think the cooking is a kind of all hands on deck stuff in the developed countries like UK, US. But down here in Africa, culture demands that the kitchen belongs to the woman. Like the women themselves here find it offensive men cooking on their behalf in the kitchen. It's just the culture here in Africa. Unless maybe there's a condition where the wife is heavily pregnant or she's not around, she's sick, then the man can take it up from there. But yeah, cooking is for the women. Yes. Take for instance, the woman can be a housewife. Her job can just be to take care of the kids, cook for the family, that's all, and the man will go out and hustle and make money. But you can't see a man that is a house husband. That is why the cooking is mainly for the women. Like it's their responsibility, it's their duty, and they appreciate it. They do it and they kind of enjoy it. Like I said, some women find it offensive, men cooking on their seed, like their husband cooking for them. They feel like it's a disrespect to them. Down here in Africa, I'm saying, I don't know for other continents, but the culture here, the women, their job, as in, they are meant to be cooking in the kitchen. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Victor. All right. I don't know if you. All right. Cheers. I appreciate it. Thank you for your call. I don't know if you guys understand where he was coming from.
Yeah,
I think I do.
Yeah. This is the point we are making, because like we said, it has been pointed out that in Africa, I see that most women works from home. When I say works from home, they stay at home. So when they don't go out and you've got the time, you've got the energy, and you're there, and the man is not at home, he's gone out to work, and then he's come back, bring the food, or he gives you money to do the cooking. So it's just, and that is the case. It's changing, but this is the case. In most times, in the developing country, and that's why it looks like when they say here, like the last caller Victor said, that cooking is a woman thing. Right? It's not like there are some families where they do carry out minded people. They employ somebody to do that cooking if they don't have capacity. So it's just boiled down to what family life really.
Okay. So what do you guys want to say?
Yeah. Well, that's back home, isn't it? Because it's cultural as well. But I think back home as well, if like he was saying that if both of them have a career, and then at the end of the day, sometimes they do employ someone to do that for them.
But he says something. There's something I pick up from what he said.
Yeah. Can I just intervene?
Okay.
I just heard him say that I think it's all coming back as, about how women are kind of educated by their family to be actually a housewife back home sometime. In a village, sometime if a woman comes home and find that the husband has cooked food, she get upset because she feels like, oh my God, maybe my husband don't like my food anymore, or maybe I did something wrong. You know, because she's always been told you need to be cooking, you need to be doing this and this and this for your husband. So if your husband is doing it for you, it feels like it's something that you done something wrong. But I feel this is like a culture thing. Is that how you've been brought up, what you've been told all your life? And then it kind of stay, you know, that way. But then it's changing. I understand what he said, because he said like sometime when a woman, for example, I just have a text message saying that women are more entitled to kitchen cooking, washing and all that, but doesn't mean that men can't help. And I do agree, because if you're at home as a woman and then you're cooking and you're doing every single thing and the men's are outside, if they come home, they can do some work in the house. It doesn't mean that they have to always cook or they have to do the cooking. If that's the culture thing, then, you know, I'm okay with that if that's how things are. But then in here, it's completely different from the village, because from the village, you have to understand sometimes we can't even talk about telling your husband he need to enter the kitchen. That's like a taboo. Nobody will say that, because it's something that is like, oh my God, no. Like, how can you send your husband to the kitchen? I've seen people kind of like, you know, have a meeting, like you said before. Like my wife told me to go to the kitchen. That is not possible. So it's culture, but I guess like things are changing now, but yeah, it's still going to be there though for some time.
Yeah, so
Let me add something. It's culture things. Like you say, is back in the village. But in the city now, in Africa, I can see some people, you know, wife who is not working, who have a business. Like you say, yeah, she's at home maybe the whole day, but she has a business as well. Sometimes she might cook for the husband. When he come home, you know, he can have something to eat. But sometimes when she's tired, a man can also come and help.
Okay.
That's happening in the city. But like you say, in the village as well, it has to do with education as well, probably. Yeah, some women, they get offended back in the village. Like, oh, it's like that my duty is gone. I'm losing something. Yeah, so it's in the village. But now it's developing. It's coming out. It's developing now.
Things are changing.
Things are changing, yeah?
Yeah.
Because me, I know someone in Africa, in Congo, who's selling puff puff, and he's a male. But if he was in the village, like she said, like it would have been something like, oh, why is it not your wife selling the puff puff or doing the puff puff?
Yeah.
You know, but nowadays, when you go in the city, males does it as well. So.
Men doing most of the shows and all that. But we're running out of time. I wanted to like say something, but we'll keep it there. But the only thing I wanted to point out, that according to what he said, what this guy, the Victor, what he said is that he said that sometimes when the women, because the women, they believe the kitchen is their office, that is that's for them. Understand? So when they come on and see their husband or see their partner in the kitchen doing some chores, they get offended and they get angry. Maybe they start thinking maybe the man doesn't love them anymore, or he doesn't like their food, or he want to maybe they are doing something bad. And that is their own mentality and all that. Understand? So with that mentality, the boys growing, they still have the same mentality. And most of them, when they grow and come to the West, when they come to the Western world, they will still take that mentality in their home. And when the woman or when their wife or their partner they live with will start asking them to come to the kitchen and stuff, they will be like, what? That is not possible. I can't do that. You understand? It's a woman's job. It's a woman's responsibility to do those kind of things. So those are the things that the women mostly, they have to like try in a situation to maybe communicate. Sometimes does not mean that you have to like force it into the person. I think through communication, you can resolve things. Let the man or let the person understand that this is something that you have to help me about. You need to help me sometimes to do this, to do that. And let them understand the reason why you want to do that. You understand what I mean? So because many homes, they're having issues because of that. They're having problem because of that. Understand? I don't know if I just pick what is in your mind. We're just rounding up, Josh, Elijah.
Like again, like again, the cultural thing is being encouraged or supported by the lack of employment. It's simple. If people have jobs and the people are busy, the issue, there are a lot of things. I know a lot of people who have traveled abroad, and when they get there, they find out things are done differently.
Yeah.
They automatically don't have that luxury of green and doing things in the flow because to have to do things differently. So the point say it's just been good because of the lack of employment opportunity. Really wouldn't, like in the cities, in big cities in Nigeria, for example, we couple of work, it's not, it's changing.
Okay.
But then again, that's another thing. Improving.
All right.
Like we did say, it's not a choice. It's a life skill.
Yeah, we're on. We're on it. Yeah. Okay. We're rounding up. All right. So, Miss Kita, what do you have to say? We're rounding up on this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was really great listening to all of you, and this subject actually was wonderful, eyes opening. We had a lot of conversation here today, and I hope all men that are there, including the host today, yeah, we all can do some, some cooking, learning some little basic things.
Some cooking lessons. YouTube gonna find
like
it.
It can take you 15 minutes to do rice and fry eggs or egg fried rice. That's the easiest thing to do.
Okay.
But it was a great subject today. Seriously, I enjoyed talking to everyone here.
Okay.
And the thing that you said at the end was actually it was actually the thing to close it up. So if you come from back home and you don't know better, you come here, you are expected to do these kind of things, then it doesn't just work. You need to communicate, you need to talk, we need to show the other person this is how it's done here. It's different, and communication always.
Right. Thank you so much. Let me get back to the guys in the studio. Then from there we'll round up. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. Okay, so what you guys want to say about it? We just rounding up. Okay, so I understand what you guys were saying that yes, it's 50-50. You get me? But what do you have to say?
From the beginning, like I said, a kitchen, is a woman has to be to the kitchen, most of the time. However, a man still has to come and support the partner.
Okay.
Because kids, by seeing it,
they will learn from that.
They will learn from that. And they're going to be their role model.
Okay.
Especially boys.
Okay.
And also it bring the bonding together.
Okay.
The good understanding, a lot of things, joy,
Okay.
Romantic.
Okay.
Like I said.
For the romantic. All right. You have something to say? How did you say that?
I think everyone said it the best way, to be honest. But yeah, just to get back to what I was saying at the beginning, it depends on the dynamic of the house. Of the household, I would say.
Okay, once there's understanding, yeah. All right. Okay, thank you guys. I really appreciate that, and I thank you all our viewers and who stayed with us to this time. Understand? So please don't forget to share this program, and don't forget to subscribe. And this, if this is the first time you're coming across one, please understand we are always remember that we do this program every Friday, 7 p.m. UK time. Understand me? So tomorrow evening we're having a little bit special program. It's gonna be in sports. Understand? So if you are around tomorrow, please tune in the same time. But tomorrow is gonna be around 6 p.m. All right. So on that note, I will just say thank you guys for your contributions. All right. So thank you, Elijah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Kita.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye.
All right. Bye. Thank you, guys. for coming in this evening.
Thank you.
Hope to see you guys next time as well. Thank you for
Thanks
honoring
for
my
having
question.
me.
Thank you.
All right. See you all next week, Friday. God bless.